Hello friends, this is the first part in a multi-part series showing you guys kind of like details of the massive head redesign and compression post install that we did on Tritea. All of this took place in the summer of 2020 during lockdown, and it's not quite as detailed as some of my previous how-to videos just because the scope of the project was immense and it took, I don't know, maybe 6 months to finally get everything kind of dialed in, and we're still kind of tuning stuff with it. But I wanted to give you guys some snapshots and, like, you know, some of the clips that I filmed. There's definitely holes in the filming to where I just got overwhelmed with the project and kind of stopped filming, trying to get stuff done. But I'm compiling everything I have for you guys so you can kind of see, and I'll do my best to answer any questions in the comments about the whole thing. There's only a couple of known kind of weaknesses with Alberg 30s. One of them is in the early models, there's a laminated deck beam that eventually can delaminate with the pressure of the mast and could possibly make you lose your rig. So the other one is the undersized chainplate bolts, all of which are being dealt with. But we installed a compression post to deal with that deck beam. Ours had not delaminated, but we wanted to remove the risk of it ever delaminating, and so we jogged over our pass-through to the V-Berth, installed a compression post directly below the mast that goes down to the keel and is epoxied to the keel now, and it eliminates that factor. So with the installation of this compression post, it kind of served double duty because that allowed us to redesign our head so that we could create an enclosed head with a proper door, and we made it a wet head, which means that all the surfaces are waterproof. There's a drain in the bottom, so we could install a shower and a water heater, the whole shebang. So like I said, this is the first part. This is me cutting out the bulkheads, getting the pass-through started, and us dealing with the compression post. Check it out. Let's check out what Camille's doing. She's fairing the compression post that's going to go into the mast. Doing the final coat of fairing right now. Let's check it out. Hello.
It's pretty nice and smooth, eh?
Looks awesome.
I've been doing it a little bit thinner so I can
It lays it down better.
yeah, it's because it's just pretty self-leveling, which is nice.
It's awesome. Looks great.
And then I'll just sand it a little bit once it's all dry and I've got all my sides, and then put, what do you say, you want 3 coats of paint?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be real nice and smooth though.
Beautiful.
It was a little rough looking before, but
Yeah, she's much better at fairing than I am, so.
plus we realized that we were going to have to be looking at this.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing most of the sides of it because it's going to be, it's like the cornerstone for the new sort of head, enclosed head situation. So, stoked she's getting this knocked out today. It's going to be awesome. Wow, that thing is beautiful. Are you stoked?
Is it good?
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Wow. So much better than it would have been if I'd have done it. We're getting ready to hammer the compression post into place. Very exciting. We put thickened epoxy down in the little boot area, and Camille's going to do the honors of hammering it into place. We might take turns if it gets too gnarly. Very excited. She did a great job on the fairing, and we put 1 coat of paint. We're going to paint the rest of it when it's in place. So let's get this thing up. I wouldn't worry about the fore and aft as much. You can hammer that, you know, once you get your vertical aspect. That's 8 1/4 up top, 9 1/4 here.
Still needs to go over.
Yep. And then down low is 10 inches almost. 9 7/8 at the bottom. So. Okay. Might be too much. So yeah, maybe you tap this just back to 10. Oh shit. I tried to lean on the door that wasn't there.
That's it? 10. Nice. And then let me see that. Awesome. Super stoked. Very exciting. Now tomorrow I can cut this out now that this is the mast is supported, and we're gonna like bolt this into place, and after everything kicks off down below, we're gonna cut the sides out and tab it into the hull, so it'll all be secured to the hull, and then it'll be through bolted to the to our laminated deck post here, mast step. But now that we got our compression post in, we're moving right along. So the next step in that process is removing this bulkhead, and very excited to see what the boat's going to look like. I've tried to imagine it, and there's tons of boats that any boat with like a keel stepped mast looks this way, but for my boat it's funny. It's like, oh, I'm so curious. So let's get to cutting that out. That's going to give us much easier access to forward. With that compression post in, I can barely squeeze through. Time to get to cutting. Okay, so there we have it. The new pass-through. Kind of crazy. Obviously this will all get trimmed out with the mahogany that I took off that used to trim the doors. We'll cut it all nice. Look sexy. This is like a little raise up. It'll all be trimmed out. I'm going to continue this height so that the cushion is kind of obscured, but this will all have like a nice teak or mahogany trim on it. And then we still have to cut our corner here so that it's less annoying. And then our step up will be 8 inches, so it'll be like this high, and then you get in. So there it is. Super crazy. Now it's time to sit and look at it for a while, eat some lunch, and figure out what the next step is. Whoa. Okay, so getting ready to install the forward bulkhead. It's been a slow road to get to this point. I cut out the pieces out of marine ply, sealed them on all sides, put 2 coats of paint on them, and then we'll add more paint after they're in place. So I'll show you how I plan on joining them, and you'll see some other stuff that's been taking place since the last time I filmed. One thing is this is like the mock-up, the beginnings of the mock-up for the head floor. That'll get further on and more like dialed in later, and I'll show a video of the template making process. But I've also cut out the forward cabin sole so we could get a good look at the rust that's happening with the cast iron keel, which are going to be treating that and then reglassing over it. So you'll see that in the background. But I'll show you how I intend on joining the bulkheads, doing the forward one, and then we'll do the aft one in the exact same way. I got a dowel kit, which looks like this. It's like basically you screw it on like that, and then you use your guides with a bit, and then you have these small little pieces that make dimples. You put it in the hole, and then you put your board up, and it makes a dimple where you need your opposing hole. And I already test fit it and everything. I've actually already put glue in to the dowels, so I'm going to show you guys us like tapping it in place. And then so we're wood gluing the edge, tapping it in with the dowels to keep it all true. And then after all that kicks off, then we'll come back and put epoxy resin and glass tape on the seam on the inside. And it's also going to be screwed into our compression post. So it's going to be affixed all over the place. So let's look at the bulkhead itself now. So here it is, and you can see all of our holes. And then here's the cutout I was talking about, and we'll get into that later when we do our treatment. But here's our peg system, dowels rather, and the compression post. So I'll go ahead and we'll tap this in place. I'm going to put glue on it, and then we'll tap it in place, and then we secure it into the compression post, and then it's as far as it can get for the day. Pretty excited about getting this first one in, and then we can knock out the next one and move forward on this project in a real way. Okay, here we go. Get her tapped into place. Awesome. That's the first time I've ever used a dowel set, and I'm sure anyone who's made furniture before knows the magic of it. But it was pretty easy with a dimple setup. I had gone ahead and marked where I wanted them anyway, but it made the guesswork, just eliminated any guesswork. Look at that. Awesome. And it's very flat. Super stoked. Now I'm going to go ahead and secure it in multiple places to our compression post, and just let all that kick off overnight, and then I'll come back and glass it tomorrow. But I can go ahead and start working on the aft bulkhead as well. There's a little bit more that goes into that because I'm going to be screwing down as well with like a footer. So yeah, there you go. First bulkhead in the new arrangement. Very stoked. There it is. Both bulkheads are installed. I'm stoked. All that's left is to glass the inside seams and to glass, like, I'm gonna glass up here as well. We're also gonna have like a header kind of here, but they're all installed. super stoked. I thought it was never gonna get done. So now I can finish. I'm gonna do a little bit down there. So now the next step in this whole process is getting the head kind of templates made, which I know the heights already, so I'm gonna be, and I have them pre-cut. I'm gonna screw those into the bulkheads so that we can lay templates across, figure out exactly what we need. I might build it out of like rough ply first to see if we can set it in before I commit to like doing the whole glass job. Just because I'm a little worried about getting it into place. But the other thing we have to do is we're coating all of these walls with that plastic that you use inside showers. So we'll be scuffing this and then putting liquid nails on all of this, and putting this will be exposed and it'll be sealed in epoxy, but all of this area will be this white plastic from Home Depot. Yeah, stoked. There's a little bit of sanding and fairing to do, but otherwise I am very happy with how it came out. So getting very close to being able to put the boat back together and go to the island for a week or so, and that'll make all this silliness worth it. All right, time to eat some guacamole chips now.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. It helps us a lot.
Thanks again to all of our patrons. Your contributions help us get the boat ready for big things.
Until next time.